Whoa!
Ooh, welcome back, everybody. We just reached the first bonfire in Lothric Castle. So let's do this thing. Right out the gate, we have a chest on our right. And on the left, in the balcony, is a Titanite chunk. And now we've got some hollows to take care of. These hollows are a little trickier. They're not trickier, but they deal more damage, so than the hollows do. So don't underestimate them. And we have a lot of archers coming up, so keep an eye out. Stay vigilant. Assume, you can see a head poking up from behind that barrier, and assume any hollow crouching down is an enemy, because they will be if left unchecked. Draw this guy towards me. Or if he's gonna be that way, then we can just do this. And then here, this one. Which then lets us get this item that's gonna trigger an ambush. For another Titanite chunk. Now, before going up those stairs, you want to come into this room here, but be careful of the large winged knight positioned up there with 2 axes ready to ambush you. So switch over to your favorite spell and go in. Just keep an eye on him. And there he goes. He does not stagger easily, and it's better to pull him out. Ow. Be careful of that. We got a large Titanite shard off him. And there's an item behind the ladder. And then we want to climb up the ladder for more goodies. FP up. And it might not seem like any goodies up here, but if you hit this wall, it disappears. There's our goodies. And some lovely paintings. But we get winged knight armor. And a sacred bloom shield. And you can drop back down. Wait, yeah, here. Or you can take the ladder back down. And now we can move on. Up those stairs we ignored. Again, keep your shield up. There's a surprising amount of enemies here. And then a gentleman up there that likes to throw anti-healing charms at you. That's what those are. Those are the undead hunter charms that prevent me from using either of my Estus flasks. Come to the left first and grab this. Turn around immediately because there's an enemy in the corner. Ow. So maybe I thought we could get rid of the... I did not think the archers could hit you from here, but apparently I'm mistaken. Alright, let's get down into the corner where I can't get hit. Wait for those hunter charms to dissipate. And let's go take care of those archers. Should have done this first. I should have done this first. There's 2 of them. But I was about to say, be careful about going too high up because you get ambushed by a great axe wielder. And now we can safely get this item. But I think more people, yeah. I was like, I know there's somebody here guarding it. for 2 Titanite chunks. Okay. And now we can't reach the anti-healer up there just yet. But what we do reach is another bonfire. And there's also an item in the corner back here. So grab that. Light this. And I think I have just enough Titanite chunk to upgrade my Pyromancer's Flame. So I'm going to do that real quick. So let's go talk to Cornix. More than enough. 4 more Titanite chunks, and I'll be able to max it out, because I already have one of my Titanite slabs. So now let's travel back to the Dragon Barracks. And now, we're gonna head up. Where's the stairs? There they are. You can go up either. The ones. Well, no, sorry. The one's directly in front is a dead end. So come up here. Go across. And on our left is a Lothric Knight, which is actually resistant to fire. So let's switch to my Dark Sword and get a backstab on him. That'll work. Let's pillage this Great Lance and then finish this guy off. Alright, back up here, we're going to go across this bridge, but be careful because that dragon is not just there for show, and in fact he gets joined by a friend and will flood this bridge with fire. So what we're going to want to do is the minute we cross the threshold, we're going to, oh, he's awakened, jump to the right or left. And head under the bridge just to be safe. So now we can grab this item right here for another Titanite chunk. And that hollow right there needs pointing out because he actually transforms into a pus of man like the ones from the high wall of Lothric. So rush in and try to hit him with fire before he transforms if you want to save yourself the trouble. And if we go down this little moat, we have another hollow that does the same thing. So before grabbing those items, rush and take care of that guy so that he doesn't transform on you. And I don't remember, is there anything? No. Oh yeah, sorry. Come down to the end to get 2 Twinkling Titanites. I think these might be more chunks. Yes. And there's number 3, so 1 more. And I'm gonna max out my Pyromancer's Flame. Be careful as you enter this room. Actually, never mind. It's a room I'm thinking of. Break the barrels on the left with those lightning urns. And I'll come out here and chase down this crystal lizard, but be careful, because that. Ow. Ooh. Try to do it quickly. Because these 2 hollow thieves will try to... Oh my gosh. There's 4 of them. Please stop. And there's the Hollow Knight. Alright, we are totally screwed. Okay, let me back up so I can explain this properly. As you come out here, you get ambushed by 2 hollow thieves. And as you move up farther, 3 more appear. And if you go up that tower that I went up, a winged knight appears. So the idea is to try to kill that crystal lizard, and then you should back down these stairs, take on the 2 hollow thieves that appear, and then slowly work your way forward to deal with the other ones that appear. Then slowly work your way forward to deal with the winged knight. They are much more aggressive than they were last time we encountered them. Yeesh. Alright, a little sloppy. As you can see, also, that crystal lizard just gets you 2 twinkling titanite, which we're only going to sell. So, feel free to ignore that crystal lizard altogether. Slowly work your way up. Alright, now we can take care of this guy. You want to keep your distance, though, because he can cover a lot of ground. Okay. With that done, grab the item at the end of this cliff here. And we can go up this tower, rampart, whatever you call it, and we can access that stupid hollow that was throwing undead healing charms at us earlier. And loot some firebombs. Oh, that was what he dropped. This is a sniper crossbow and sniper bolts. And so now the best way is to just drop back down here, and we can rest at the bonfire again. And now we're going to drop off of that bridge with the dragons and go the other direction. See, there's the second dragon. So run and drop. And it's always a good idea to roll under the bridge just in case. And now we're going to go left. Ignore that guy now. He's going to turn into a pus of man, but he won't be able to reach us from here. Move forward and we will encounter a crossbow, hollow, this halberd one. Gosh, that's loud. And there's actually another undead hunter charm throwing zombie up and on our right. But he won't deal you any damage, so don't worry about him. Oh, he dropped down. That's fortunate. I've never had that happen. Just try to avoid the crossbow. Be constantly strafing left and right as you take down the halberd wielding one and this great axe one. Another option is you can rush past those 2 hollows and just kill this one very quickly, because as you see, he only takes 2 hits. And then you can take your focus on the bigger enemies. Alright, so moving up. There is actually, if you walk past here, 2 Lothric knights that are not guarding anything. You can kill them if you like. In fact, since you can backstab them easily, this makes for a pretty decent soul farming area. But we're actually going to circle back around to them, so I'm not going to bother. Instead, I'm going to go up these stairs that were on the right. And normally I would run down here to get rid of that hollow that was throwing undead hunter charms. Don't have to worry about that this time, but we do want to grab this raw gem. And whatever this is. A soul. Now, a word of warning, be careful as we walk down here, because there is another one of those mini Boreal Valley dancers down here on the right, waiting to ambush us. He's the carbon copy of that enemy that was down in the elevator from the very first giant that was shooting arrows in that big tower where we first met Sigurd. The one that was just before the Road of Sacrifices bonfire. You'll recognize him when you see him, but switch over. This part is tricky because you want to hit him with spells, but he's very, very fast, and sometimes the spells don't pan out, so we'll see if I can get it done. See, if you're lucky and he attacks over you, then it's extremely fortunate. The trick is to stay close. Hopefully he'll do that. So you just gotta get kind of lucky with it, because he deals so much damage and it's so aggressive. Ow. Breaks your guard almost immediately. But if you can get him down, he drops at your Ethereal Rapier. You can also just use your sword on him. And then we can open up this chest. I'm trying to remember if it's a mimic or not. I guess we can just find out. Okay. For a Spirit Tree Crest Shield, which is a good one. Let's heal up mana. Or I guess FP, I should say. And now we're going to make a mad dash across this courtyard. Go up slowly. And as soon as you reach the top of the stairs, we're going to sprint to that archway. He triggers before you even reach the top. And those flames persist for a little bit and stagger you as you try to walk along. So you want to wait until they're gone. So start sprinting at the bottom of the stairs is probably the thing to do. Drop. You're going to get hit either way. You just want to try to roll. So you get staggered. And get into here and heal up because you got more fire to deal with. Several firebomb throwing hollows are scattered across this dark room and gunpowder barrels on the floor, ready to blow you up. So what we need to do is run up those steps, try to take care of that hollow right there. Keeping in mind that other hollows with swords are going to meet us on the stairs. No, turn around, turn around. There's the hollows on the stairs. Back up to the wall so that the other up there can't... Oh gosh. These guys are so aggressive and hit surprisingly hard compared to other hollows. But they die so quickly. It's so very easy to get staggered right there and just die though. But just be very cautious. Do not get greedy. Do not underestimate them. But once you take care of them, we can go down these stairs on the left to deal with more. And notice that guy came screaming from the left here, so make sure you keep an eye out because the second one's gonna come. Alright, with them gone, we can loot this. Come to the left here. For another item on the right. And we can come down here for some items here in just a second. But first, let's take care of this dragon's foot. When we get close, you'll find that he's corrupted with that black pus stuff. Luckily, those things are unbelievably weak to fire. So just get close and trigger its transformation. Oh, whoops. And there. Alright. Make sure you stay way back. And it'll start flipping out when it gets caught on fire. And the entire dragon will fade away, and you'll get 2 Titanite chunk, 2 embers, and it'll drop another Titanite chunk. Then we can come out here and start looting the area. Oh, wait, there's nothing here. Now, let's go yeah. From here, we can start looting the area. Which, if I recall correctly, you can drop down. It simply houses several gems and goodies. Don't worry about that dragon right there. There's some lightning urns. I don't think there's anything here or... Nope, by his head. Yeah, it's like, I think at least one of these is an ember. I think the other one's an ember too. But I might be wrong. Nope. Alright, and then back in the dark room. Still stay vigilant, because there might be some residual hollows, and now that we're not in fear of being blown up, we can come get these black fire bombs. And now we're going to go back up the stairs to take care of the second half of this room. There are several hollows sitting on the ground here, but before we take care of them, take care of this guy first. Because if you don't, he will wake up all the ones sitting on the ground. But before you get that item, be careful of these 2. Get that Titanite scale. Now we can take care of all these hollows. Also, go ahead and bust up this furniture too, because we're going to fight something in this area. So we want the space to dodge. There's one there, one there. A pale pine resin there. Another hollow here, but be careful about this one, because you don't want to hit the chest. Because that one's a mimic. Which is also why we're clearing out the furniture. So we have enough space to fight them. That should be all of the hollows, so now we can take care of this. This is a much more deadly crawling one. So let's switch to some pyromancy. Take care of it that way. Just always stay very far away from it. Its lunge attack that eats you alive covers a surprising amount of distance. So again, too far is never too far. As far as how much space to keep between you. Alright. So with that, we're going to move into this area. First thing you want to do when you come in here is pull this lever, which opens up the giant gate at the end of the room here. Where we got some things. We got this item. We're going to drop down here and actually switch back over to our Pyromancer's Flame. And I'm going to go and put this on because I'm about to use up the last. Where we have a red-eyed Lothric Knight. To take care of him. Nice. And on the other side of these stairs here is another cleric that we want to take care of. And up at the very top. Where is it? We're going to go down that stairway. Up that stairway here in a second. But if we come down here, there's a cleric and another red-eyed Lothric Knight walking around. So rather than run up on him, try to kill him from a distance, so that you don't pull that guy. And then we want to try to take care of this guy. Also from a distance. And on the left side of the stairs, if you're facing them, is an ember. And then we're going to go back and continue on. This right here is actually the boss area past that fog gate. But we'll have quite a large number of things to do before we access him. First of which being getting this item for a sunlight medal, which is another covenant item. So make sure you grab that. We also want to activate this elevator, because that takes you back to the original bonfire that appeared once we defeated the Dancer of the Boreal Valley. It actually takes you to the right side of that room that had the first red-eyed Lothric knight and the buffing cleric. The Dancer's on our right there, and if you went forward, there would be the 2 more Lothric knights plus the other bonfire. So it gave us a little shortcut there. That's all we wanted to do. So either you can return to the bonfire if you need a rest, or we can go back up the elevator and continue pushing onward. And let's see here. I think we want to go right first. Into this area. Where you have an item and a treasure chest on the right. Which I don't believe is a mimic. I feel like it should be. Because of this nice open area to fight, but it's not. Up here at the end is a inactive elevator. And outside here, there's an item on the right, which is needed for all the achievements. And there's another item down there. You can see it. But this is quite a drop, so before you take it, I suggest switching to the Silver Cat Ring to prevent fall damage. And then just slowly walk out so you don't fall too far. And then we can, well here, let's wait. Oh. Drop down here for a Katha's Chime, and then drop down here and switch the Silver Cat Ring back off. And now we can try to take care of these 2 Lothric knights. Best you can from here. Nice, that was lucky. Sweet, 2 pieces of armor and a large Titanite shard. And now you actually want to homeward bone, I think, back to Firelink Shrine so that we can get some upgrades going. We've got plenty of Titanite chunks now. We still have our Titanite slab. We got a bunch of souls. So I'm going to homeward bone back to Firelink Shrine. And so let's start by selling things.
How?
Including those. We can sell the fire bombs. I like to keep the lightning urns just in case. Some things are real weak to lightning damage, or you can sell them. I'm probably not going to use them, to be honest, so... Definitely want to sell all those. We can sell any gems. And twinkling titanite and titanite scales. And any and all weapons. And keep the rest. Oh yeah, but we can sell these. Honestly, we could sell the lightning bolts too, but I'm too lazy to go in my inventory and unequip them and all that stuff, so forget it. Instead, I'm just gonna come down here and upgrade my pyromancy flame to the max. Huzzah.
Do not be gone. What is it?
And we get the achievement for upgrading any weapon to the highest level. Any titanite chunks you have extra you can use on the broadsword, Chaos Broadsword. I don't think I have any, no.
Pretty be careful.
Right.
I don't want it.
So that's all I want to do for now. And now we can spend the rest on levels.
Very well, then take note.
I'm trying to remember where I left off here. I think I wanted to do... one attunement, one intelligence, and then one faith. And then we'll do 2 more attunements, and we'll be done with that stat. Oh, I never got my endurance to 20. What happened to that? That's weird.
Farewell, Ashley the Flame.
Something didn't save. Oh well. Go back to... no. Okay, just making sure. And let me think. Is it better to go to the Dragon Barracks or to the Dancer Bonfire and go from there? It's probably best to go from the Dancer of the Boreal Valley Bonfire in the High Wall of Lothric, so travel there. And now let's go up the ladder. We just got a couple more things to do. Really just one more big thing. And then we can take on the boss. Go straight, and if you hug the left wall, you can get to the elevator without aggroing the Lothric Knight. If you aggro the Cleric, it's quite okay. But it's nice to not have to fight that guy again. While the elevator's coming down, though, do be careful. Because this guy can sneak up behind you and hit you all the same. Oh, and we never got... What the heck? Well, hold the phone. Because I completely forgot... to get that item that's at the altar. So we should have done this when we first came to this room. But we can get that for a nice chunk of souls. Okay, take the elevator back up. And let's finish this. So now we're going to cut to the left, where there is a door that does not open. However, around the left is a ladder that we can climb up. And up this roof, and on the other side, I think... Yep, there's an item on the ledge. Nice. And then be careful coming down the roof this way. Those two archers shoot flaming crossbows, but a great axe hollow will emerge. And it's hard to take on the great axe hollow while you have two archers firing at you. One is easy enough to dodge, two is difficult. Oh, I thought they shoot flaming arrows. So what I think's best is to just use pyromancy. Take care of this guy. You might get hit. Then we can run up and take care of them. And in here, we can take the ladder. And at the end of the room is an item. A needed item for the Platinum Trophy. And at the end of the hall here is a very serious red-eyed Lothric knight. So get ready to take him on with your pyromancy. Oh. Lost my lock on. There we go. And in here is an important room. For one, there's a chest on the right. And for two, there's the Altar of Sunlight, which is the covenant area for the Warriors of Sunlight. But when you pray at it, you get everybody's favorite gesture. And this is where we're going to offer sunlight medals once we have enough. And we can open up the door that was originally locked. And now there's one last thing to do in Lothric Castle, which is to take care of the second dragon by dropping down this ledge. But again, it's quite the fall. See there, he's already spawned the pus. So for this, we're going to equip the Silver Cat Ring. And when you fall, you can barely see there's a couple of archways on this wall that we're standing on. So we're immediately going to dart into those because this guy likes to spit this like black ooze at you, which deals damage. But we're also going to use our pyromancy, so switch to that, switch to Ashen, and let's do it. Drop down. Dodge back. Yep, see. When he's done spitting, come on out. And oh, got some range on him. Wasn't expecting that. But 2 hits ought to do it. It fades away. Gets you a Titanite Ember, large Titanite. At the edge here's an item. We're gonna drop down, but before we do that, there is some stuff in this room back here. So, oops. Let's switch back over to the Sage Ring. And clear up some debris because we have a fight with a Mimic. He drops a Sunlight Straight Sword, which is a very good weapon. And in here we've got the Braille Divine Tome of Lothric. I have to pick this up again to get all the achievements. Now we can drop down here. You can put the Silver Cat Ring on again if you're scared, but shouldn't kill you. And now, we are finally ready to take on the boss. Before we do that though, we do want to drop down and do one more item. That one item I told you we'd come back for under the bridge on the other side, which is an undead bone shard. So before you take on the boss, you might want to homeward bone back to Firelink Shrine to turn in that undead bone shard and get some levels. So that's what we're gonna do. Firelink, let's sell some stuff. See if I can upgrade anything.
That is good. What needs?
Just enough.
Pretty be careful. I don't want to say.
And level up.
Welcome, host speak. Very well.
Now our goal is to be working towards, was 25 vigor and 20 endurance, so I don't know how I fell one short. And then after that, we're working towards 33 intelligence, 33 faith, and 30 attunement. So we'll go with that.
Farewell, Ashen One. May the
And now we're finally ready to take on the boss. Make sure we burn that undead bone shard first, of course. And let's travel back to the dancer. And as it was loading, I realized I forgot to give Irina the Braille Divine Tome we just picked up, but no big deal. We're not going to buy any of the miracles immediately anyway. So let's repeat this of sticking to the left and activating the elevator. I always like to just roll through here. Play the long waiting game. Oh, there it is. While we're doing that, let's do some things here. We have an enemy that deals immense physical damage, but also some lightning damage. So it might be worth it to look into a shield with good lightning damage absorption. But you don't want to sacrifice physical damage absorption, because that is still his primary mode of damage. Stick with the shield for now. Let's see, is there anything with better lightning absorption that I might want to use that doesn't weigh so much? That's probably fine. Because again, it's mostly physical damage that he's dealing anyway. But we do want to Ember up, so that we can use a particular summons for this. Which is on the right here. You can summon Egon. Let's switch over to the Pyromancy Flame, and while we're waiting, let me explain that we're about to fight the Dragonslayer armor, which might look similar to a certain boss from a different Dark Souls game. He has a large axe and an even larger shield. And we can also summon, which is this one, Cirrus, if you so choose. And It's all, like I said, melee damage that he does. He likes to dash around the room, comes slamming down with his axe. He's very strong but very slow, so his attacks are quite telegraphed. So they're pretty easy to dodge. They're even easier to block. They do just tear away at your stamina, though. The biggest thing to keep in mind is when he gets down to about half health, there'll be these creatures, see them flying in the sky there now, that will appear near the arena off to the sides. They will occasionally fire little balls of dark energy at you, and they can deal some serious damage, and they can stagger you, opening you up for attack from the boss himself. They also have this, like, vertical beam that will dash through the arena and cause little explosions in its wake. So if you see a beam of light coming across the stage, then just avoid its pathway for a minute. Other than that, though, we're just going to stand back, try to get our two NPCs to draw his ire, and then throw fireballs at him from afar. This is one of the easier boss fights if you can just keep your aggro off of yourself. His aggro off of yourself. Here we go. So at the start, I don't like to attack, even though you can get a free one in. I like to wait until he starts to ignore you. Just keep your distance until he turns around. And now we can start peppering him. See what I mean? He deals a lot of damage. He can get stunned, but don't let that fool you, because that happens. When he raises up like that, he's about to come dashing at you and follow up with a 2-hit combo, so just keep your shield up. Basically, if he looks at you, just put your shield up. Let's keep our health up. Whoop. And the biggest thing to be careful of is he can do that, where he can destroy some of the stage, and then you can accidentally dodge roll your way off of it. See, there's the beam, and see it causes that explosion there. So just be very cognizant of that. And you can actually use the fountain to guard against the little dark orbs. And if you also have your volume turned up, see, there's the dark orbs, you can hear some little sighs coming from those butterflies, let's call them, to indicate that they're about to attack. Like I said, just be patient and stay back. And he should be relatively easy. When he dies, the butterflies dissipate, and you get achievements. Several souls, his own soul, and a bonfire. Same as always. And what I actually like to do is, funnily enough, there's a second bonfire directly at this. So I like to just light that, but then go ahead and walk up these stairs, and we can get this item, which is Gothard's Twin Swords and the Grand Archives key, which opens up that door right in front of us. And there's the other bonfire. So I like to just go ahead and light both of them. And then, before we travel back to Firelink, we're actually going to travel all the way back to the Undead Settlement Dilapidated Bridge. Our goal is to get back to where we first freed Irina, Because when you kill the Dragonslayer armor, whether you did it with Egon or not, you finish his quest line. So let's head all the way back to where we first freed Irina. You can either do it one of two ways. We can do it by going through the sewers. Or we can drop down here and go across the bridge with the triple, whatever you want to call them, hollow giants. The saw blade ones. Yeah, those guys. Again, do it slowly though. You can feel free to just rush past these guys if you so choose. Oh. Hoping he'd fall off. Now these guys go down much easier than they used to. Alright, with that done. Let's head all the way to her cage. And you get Morn's Great Hammer and Moaning Shield. Now either homeward bone back, go all the way back to the bonfire we started at, or we can take the elevator down to the Road of Sacrifices bonfire, which we could, to be honest, also have done to get here in the first place. That probably would have been quicker. But hey, free souls. And now back to Firelink Shrine. Get rid of our souls. Oh, we can sell that. Yeah, weapons. Didn't have any more Titanite shards to speak of, but now we can get a level.
Thou speak very well, then taken.
Which we'll put in attunement.
Farewell, maiden.
And then we're actually going to head back to the Dancer bonfire to do that optional area that we passed at the very beginning of Lothric Castle. And so, next time we will take on the Consumed King's Garden. Until then, stay safe.